Hey everybody, Steve Palladino, Music City Fire Company. Just wanted to do a quick video. Just walked in from a product shoot, but I was thinking about it. We've been getting a tremendous amount of feedback from everybody with all the product landing. We thought it was super cool. I mean, it's just been really great. We really appreciate all the feedback. One thing I wanted to do real quick is I wanted to kind of walk through the sound reactive settings, just so you all can kind of see how we dial it in, right? Got a song playing here on the iPad, streaming over to our system over here. So what I want to show you real quick is kind of how to set this up. So you see right now it's reacting rather well, right? And this is set up. This is a 24-inch burner, so I also want to point that out because everybody, the systems are going to be a little different, right? We built one controller that fits across multiple burners. So we have a 24-inch burner, we have a 36-inch burner, and then we also have a 48-inch burner that we're about to release really soon. I have some 48-inch models. And so with that though, we have one controller that kind of scales across, right? So I say that because a lot of you know already through your experience, we have 1 through 20 in our settings. You may not want to use 20, right? And you may not want to use 5. And you may say, well, why is that even in here? So because we want to scale across different burners with one controller, we want to make sure that we have in the settings that can do that, right? So going back to the system here, what you want to do when you first get a system and you start using it, you want to dial it in kind of for the music that you use, for your environment, for the setting and such, because indoors versus outdoors are going to be a little different. But once you set it, you can just leave it and it'll stay that way, right? So again, let's look at this. It's going pretty well. Right? If we go into the settings, we go to System Config, Reactive Config. Let's get this a little closer so everybody can see it. Right, Reactive Config, and then you've got Resting, we go to Dynamic. So right now on this system, the Dynamic's on 10. And again, this is a 24-inch burner. So if we put that up higher, let's go ahead and say like 16, right? You're gonna notice that the flame is still dancing, but now it's way aggressive. Like the flame goes out and it's real punchy. Now you may want that, but on some music, especially when the lights are out though, everything is gonna get dark and stay dark. And then it's gonna try to ignite and be really punchy, right? So you see that pop. Now, what you're going to want to do is go into the system config again and kind of dial it in for what you're listening to. And what you really want to try to do, at least what I like to try to do, is get it to where the flame just, so let's lock that in, where the flame just goes to the top of the burner, right? So you can kind of see that blue that's still there, so it never fully goes out. And when you do that, it makes the reactive that much quicker because now the system doesn't have to worry about reigniting that flame on that beat. There's already a fire there, and then when the fuel comes in, it just automatically kind of goes. I set that on 10. That's also on a 24-inch burner, listening to Miles Davis, right? It may be different. If you're listening to something that's way more energy, higher tempo, you might want it to be at 11 or 12 if that's kind of the type of music that you listen to. That way it'll react a lot faster when you have double kick drums or really fast beats. But for the general, you want to kind of get it dialed in to where the flame is kind of always there. And see how tall it gets when you do that? That's because, again, it doesn't have to try to reignite itself. And so it can take advantage of all the fuel that's coming out. I think something else that I wanted to go ahead and show everybody while I've got you here is our app. Let's go ahead and open up the app. Now I'll go ahead and show how, in another segment here, how you get this app connected. But I already have this one kind of connected as a prototype. The pictures and such don't even work. But from here, with this, we can click it, right? Now I just clicked Fire and Music. Now it's Fire and Music. Now I click Fire Only. Now it's just Fire Only. Go back to Fire and Music. Go back to Sound Reactive, and it starts dancing, right? So then we can close the app, or close that section. Now we can go open up the volume controls, for example. Scroll it all the way up. Scroll it back down, so we can actually hear what we're talking about here, right? But you can see how that works in the app. This system doesn't have LED lighting on it, but within the app there's LED lighting controls, so you can go ahead and change it on the fly. It has a timer, so users can set up a timer on what they like everything to be. Also, when you're on the home screen, which is kind of cool, I have 2 other systems, of course, in my backyard, which a lot of you have already seen. You can control all of them here from this app, and when you're on the home screen controls all of them at once. So if the other ones in my backyard right now were turned on, I could change all of them at once and have them do something. Or you can go into each one individually. And again, this one's not set up yet, but you can go into each one individually and then you can control them, right? So you can say, I want this particular one. Again, this one's working. It's just not, the descriptions aren't there because we're still working through the app. But you can go ahead and change the LEDs on this one, for example, to red, and you can have the LEDs on the other one to be green. Or you can have the volume on one on your perimeter. Let's say you have a handful of them around your perimeter. You can have the volumes on those a little lower than what you would have your centerpiece where everyone's sitting around. That way you don't drive your neighbors crazy. Another really cool thing that we have in here that I think people are really interested in is I can go, for example, let's click on my trunk that I have in the backyard. Then you can, once you're in that unit, you can go into its menu and you can see the serial number. You can see the hours used, right? So that system's been turned on in my backyard for 393 hours, of which burn time is 237 hours. So we track that so we can understand how the systems are being used and we can better troubleshoot. It also keeps track of all the error codes and such. So the app's coming out really soon. Also within the app, just you can go ahead and click iTunes and it'll bounce you right over to your iTunes. All right, and then you can go right back to the app. So everything's kind of integrated, seamlessly be able to do it all from your hand. It's super cool. I love it. At home, I don't even use really the controllers that much. I use the app for pretty much everything. Get it all connected through Wi-Fi. I think another really cool thing is, if you've noticed, I'm controlling it all from my phone, right? But earlier I showed you that the audio is actually coming from my iPad, right? So you can have it where it all comes from one device. However, if you have friends or family and they want to play music off their device, but you want to still control through the app, you can do that. You can kind of show them how it all works and stuff. And of course, again, even within the app, let's click on the prototype one again. Another setting that I didn't show is you can adjust the reactiveness, you can just adjust the flame height settings, the resting flame height settings, all the different things that you can do already on the controller, but they're right there at the tip of your finger. So again, just kind of show you reactive flame setting. I can turn it up really aggressive, or you can make it, slide it and go less, and then you put it right back in the middle, let's say. Now you get it kind of where it's supposed to be. Anyway, hope this makes sense. Hope you guys like it. Any questions, by all means let us know. Again, I really appreciate all the feedback from everybody so far. It's been really awesome. I'm sorry for all the, hopefully the video's alright. I'm just doing this on a whim. But I wanted to get everything out to everybody. Any questions, let us know. Again, Steve, Music City Fire Company. Steve at mcfireco.com. Thanks. Bye.